Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Lauren Lambert, and I'm here today with Sydney Ruthhazer, founder and president of Design Gives Back, a club at Mamaroneck High School. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we're here today to talk about your club and the way you raise money and you give back to the community. Why don't we start talking about you explaining how you started the club and what the club's purpose is, and then we can later talk more about your recent project.
Yeah, of course. So ever since I was young, I think it was third grade, I started to love fashion. A misconception about that is not about me just loving to go shopping or being a little diva, but I actually love to design clothes and make them, and I've been doing that since third grade. Um, I now help teach those classes, so I love doing that. Um, but So it's because I love fashion, I want to be able to help out the community through that. So what Design Gives Back is about is giving back to the community through what we love to do, and that is fashion.
Excellent. So you have other members in the club and you raise money for various community organizations. So how does the club raise the money? And tell me more about what your recent project is.
Yeah, so last year we raised money for the Larchmont Community Counseling Center. Um, and this year we did it for the food pantry. So both years we actually did a thrift shop, and how we did it was we did a clothing drive, and then so we had teams in the club within the club, and so we had people that were collecting. So we put boxes around the school, and people would just donate, and we'd have marketing team that would encourage people to donate their clothes. So what we did is we put the boxes around the school, and so we had a team of people to bring those clothes to our storage room within the school, and we had another team to sort everything out, everything that was not that we would not be able to use, and things that would be great for selling and that were like very trendy in the time. And then we'd have another team that would tag and price everything for the thrift shop. So at that point, we would have a tagging gun, and we'd enter everything into a system. So we had everything on sheets, and we have a system entering the ID number of the clothes and the price, so what we think the retail price would be, and then we took 80% off of that to make it a better price for people in the school to get. So yeah, so that we did that last year, and we did that this year again. And yeah.
So you had a store that you operated for a few weeks' time and people could shop before or after school. How did that part work?
Yeah, so we did it during the lunchtime. So we had people selling as well. So that was another team. And last year we were able to open the doors. So when people were walking by, they'd be able to walk through. This year we were able to do it for half the time, but some of the time we had to close the doors because it was all the smoke outside from the wildfires from Canada. So we had to close the doors.
So that's excellent. So then what happens with the extra clothes? Do you donate that as well to other organizations if there's things you can't sell?
So last year we were able to keep some of those clothes to use for this year. And I think we might restart next year. So we're going to donate all of the clothes to Goodwill or something like that.
Excellent. So everything's priced to sell, I guess, in the first place, and it's trendy because it comes from other students. So you're hoping to sell most of it and raise the money for the community organizations, I suppose, right?
Yeah, and so we want to make it the most sustainable as possible. So recycling the clothes and giving it a new life, and then giving it back to people at either Goodwill or just giving them away. So,
That's excellent.
yeah.
It sounds like a really fun project. And you were also telling me earlier about a summer project that you're working on in the fashion industry. It sounds like you love fashion. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I am doing an internship at Runway of Dreams, and so what we do there is we encourage brands to be more inclusive and design more adaptive apparel for people with disabilities. So our main goal is kind of to normalize it's to normalize adaptive wear as a category in every brand, and just make sure that like brands are being more as inclusive as possible and just making sure that's normalized throughout the board. So we have some brands that actually have already been getting a head start on that. So who we're working with, there's Target, Kohl's, JCPenney, Victoria's Secret, Zappos, and a lot more.
That's
So-
exciting. So that's a summer internship you're doing. And is there some way you can incorporate that next year into your club, or have you even thought about how that might work? Or
Yeah, so next year, if we do the thrift shop, I think we would obviously do the clothing drive to collect the clothes and then tag and price everything like we did last year, and probably use the profits that we get from the thrift shop to donate to Run With Dreams.
wonderful. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So how do people join your club? If other students are new at the school or just haven't heard about you yet, how do they find out more?
Yeah, so I think it's in October. Last year, I believe it was October 4th. We do like a club fair around the track at school. So everyone sets up their tables and they're kind of just yelling at people saying, here, come over here, sign up for my club. So we'll be there. And then there is also a club hub, which is online on the Mamaroneck website, that explains every club and what you're interested in. So you can pick and choose, and yeah, so sign up next year.
Great. So besides being interested in the fashion industry, what do you think other students can get out of your club? Is there other skills or other interests in your club that they can learn from?
Yeah, so there is like a lot of teamwork and we do a lot of marketing as well. So that is really good too. Obviously these days it's a lot of social media, so that's always good to get a head start. And understanding retail price of clothing and how to make it more accessible for people around the school is also a good thing to have in the industry.
It sounds great. It sounds really exciting. And is there anything else you want to tell us about related to your project, or anything else related to your summer?
Not as of right now.
Okay, well, great. Well, so we're going to put your information on our website on the video so people can go to your Instagram and they can learn more. And thank you so much for coming and talking to me about your project. And thank you all for watching Community Conversations. See you next time.